barely a fortnight since England's reign as 50-over world champions came to an end, so frankly, what's another defeat at this juncture of the World Cup cycle? It's 4 years, really, until the 2027 World Cup, and so England's loss in Antigua, albeit a disappointing one, is hardly the end of the world. What it is, however, is a timely reality check for anyone who thinks it'll be a simple process for England to just jump back on the horse and get back to the standards they attained so memorably back in 2019. The specific disappointment of this Antigua defeat, I suppose, comes from the events of 2015 and the reboot that England undertook under Owen Morgan on that occasion, when a hot young team that came into the rubble that preceded them at the 2015 World Cup, and they blitzed New Zealand in the first outing, put 400 runs on the board, never really looked back in their rise through the ranks for the next 4 years. And let's not forget, they did do some things right in this game, not least in batting first, putting the highest score ever made in an ODI in Antigua on the board, beating the 322 for 6 that Australia's world champions in 2007 made in the very first match ever played on this ground. It took, in the event, an outstanding innings from West Indies captain Shai Hopes to hunt it down. And let's not forget, he's captaining a side that didn't even make the World Cup. And therefore, if any team was going to come into this tournament with hunger to succeed in 50-over cricket, it probably wasn't going to be England. And in so doing, Hope achieved a number of records that even England's great World Cup winning players have not come close to matching. He got to his 5,000th run in 114 innings, equaling the mark achieved by Virat Kohli and the great Viv Richards, after whom the ground is named, of course. And it's his 16th ODI 100, a mark that only Joe Root among England players has achieved, and in significantly more innings as well. So it goes to show that other teams are allowed to win sometimes, which is pretty much what Just Buttler was saying at the end of the game. And, Buttler's form is another factor, but ultimately he's not going to be judged on 50-over form for long. England do not play this format again until September, when they face Australia in a bit of an anomalous 5-match series at the end of the summer. All of the focus in the immediate future is on the 20-over format, which means when it comes to the futures of Buttler and Matthew Mott, the coach, it's probably best to defer judgment until the 5-match T20 series against West Indies gets underway later this month, when a lot of the players who really do need to be judged on their form at the World Cup, but are equally defending the title that they won in Melbourne in 2022, will be back on display. They've got the likes of Moeen Ali, Chris Woakes, Adil Rashid, Buttler himself, of course. All these guys are going to be back in the mix, hoping to really kick on, having had a little bit more of a break from the fray than Buttler himself has had, of course, in this turnaround from World Cup to bilateral series.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.